The battle all real hip hop fans and hip hop heads have been waiting for has finally ended. Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, and the winner, if you have any type of brain, is clearly Kendrick Lamar. At this point, it seems the battle is over, as Top Dog himself and Punch of TDE have pretty much called it in response to Drake seemingly waving the white flag at the end of his last diss record, The Heart Part 6, where he said, you probably got 10 more records, it's getting burnt out now. Like, kind of sounded like he really wasn't trying to keep going, right? So now, even if Drake does decide to try and respond, I think at this point it's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? Kendrick has kind of defeated Drake in all the different categories of this battle. The most streams, better lyricism, better strategy, had the bigger commercial record out of the bunch with Not Like Us. The battle's over, and I think it's in Drake's best interest to just take the L and let Kendrick have the moment. And why I say that, let's break it down real quick, and go through what's transpired in these last couple weeks as far as the music goes, right? This feud was basically reignited when Like That drops, right? On Metro Boomin and Future's album. Kendrick sends direct shots at Drake and basically challenges him and says, let's see how nice Drake really is, And the song is a massive hit. Like That is a huge record. It's gonna go on to be one of those classic joints, and it just happens to have a diss on it. Fuck the big three, it's just big me. Kendrick makes the claim, I'm the man, and that's it. A few weeks later, Drake drops Push Ups, attacking multiple artists, including Kendrick. Unfortunately, it comes up short, no pun intended. Basically, all he really has to say about Kendrick are some jokes about his height, and that Top Dog, the head of Kendrick's label, Drake is trying to say is extorting Kendrick and getting 50% of all his music or whatever, right? To me, that's a pointless diss and point to make, because Top Dog isn't extorting Kendrick, right? Like, Top Dog helped fund and build TDE, right? And helped Kendrick to get to where he is. And 90% of the artists in the music industry, no matter which genre, are giving away splits to labels, to record labels, to producers, to songwriters, to managers. Like, that's just how the game goes, right? And not only that, this is the same point and attack that Pusha T used on Drake himself, right? Like, saying Pusha T's the one that said to Drake, you're signed to one dude that signed to one dude that signed to another dude. So basically, Drake is just using the same format, the same thing that was used against him, against Kendrick, right? So to me, Push Ups just was kind of like a missed opportunity, like a missed shot. It wasn't that great of a diss. Okay, so fast forward now, some days go by, and Drake's getting impatient now. He's waiting on Kendrick. He's posting online, posting on Instagram, like, making jokes. Where's Kendrick? Where's Kendrick at? When's he gonna drop? Right? Then Drake decides to drop Tailor Made, which is featuring Tupac's AI vocals over Drake's rap and Snoop Dogg's vocals, AI vocals, and it's mostly seen as like a corny gimmick, anyways, right? And Drake is still on social media begging Kendrick to drop. When is Kendrick gonna drop? So to me, it's kind of like two failed attempts. They still don't equal up to the impact of Like That, but they're seen more as like real diss tracks, and Kendrick's kind of on the clock, right? So Kendrick finally responds a couple weeks later with the 6-minute long diss record Euphoria, and that gets the whole world buzzing. And this is really where the battle really picks up, because unlike Drake, Kendrick's not playing around. Kendrick is aiming straight for his head. I felt like on Push Ups, Drake was putting too much energy on a lot of other artists, and I feel like it took away from the attack on Kendrick himself. So anyways, Euphoria drops, great diss record, universally loved. Now it's pushing the momentum back in Kendrick's favor. Drake's on the clock now. A few days go by, nothing from Drake yet. Kendrick drops again, using the method Drake famously used in his beef with Meek Mill, when he dropped back-to-back. 2 back-to-back disses before Meek Mill got a chance to reply. Kendrick drops again, and he drops 616 in LA. Now this record's a little different. Kendrick seems to be incredibly focused in this one. In my opinion, it's the best diss track of all the battle. And in my last episode, you can check that out. I broke down why I think it's the best. And that was before the new disses came, but I still feel that way even now. I think 616 in LA is the best, most well written out of all the diss records so far. Then that same night, Drake drops a music video to his new diss record, Family Matters, right? Family Matters is hard. Essentially, it's Drake's version of Euphoria, going off for 6 minutes with multiple beat changes. There's a music video for this one though. So it's the only one out of the disses so far that has an actual visual to it. And Drake's making it seem like he's using the van from the Good Kid, Mad City album cover. And he's like destroying it, right? But I think it's actually the wrong make and model of van. So it's not the original car. He just got some random van and decided to destroy it. So whatever. That kind of takes away from it, but it is what it is. Regardless of that, though, the record is hard. Like, Drake's going in. This is where Drake is starting to really get into his bag. And this is the part where they reveal that allegedly Dave Free, Kendrick's manager, may be the father of Kendrick's son. And also that Kendrick may have hit his wife, Whitney, in the past. Now, I have to say, like, the part about this whole battle I don't really care for and I didn't really like is all the, like, super personal gossip parts, like the shit that's just like alleged. Like, we don't even know if it's true. They're both just on both sides, Drake's side and Kendrick's side. They're just saying shit about each other's life that nobody knows. Like, the gossip shit I don't really care for. I'm really here for the music and the lyrics. But I have to point out those parts as well, right? Because it's a huge part. Those are the impact parts. Those are the parts that get the headlines. And it's part of the whole Pusha T thing, right? You are hiding a child. Like, that's what kind of started this. Now everyone is, you see, whenever a diss track drops now in this battle, people are like, well, he didn't expose anything, as if that's like supposed to be what happens in a battle now. So, it's kind of like TMZ to a certain extent now. But for me, that shit is whack. I just want to hear bars, right? So anyways, Family Matters, hard. First couple parts are okay. The third part is really when Drake starts to go in and the beat is crazy, and it was devastating, I'm not gonna lie. Any other rapper, it might have been over after Family Matters. It might have been over for any other rapper, but not Kendrick Lamar though, right? Because what happens 10 minutes later, right after Family Matters drops, Kendrick Lamar drops Meet the Grams, which is Drake's family's last name, Graham. Drops Meet the Grams 10 minutes after Drake just dropped his diss track. Completely takes away all the momentum. And Meet the Grams is ridiculous. Over 6 minutes long, just over a Alchemist sample beat that just like sounds like it's out of a horror film. It's dark, it's nasty, it's personal. Kendrick is really just breaking down Drake's whole family. Like, each verse he's talking to like one of the family members. So he's talking to, the first verse he's talking to Drake's mom, he's talking to Drake's son. Then he's talking to Drake's mom, basically just saying how much of a piece of shit Drake is, right? And then there's a verse where he's talking to the alleged secret daughter of Drake. And this is the part I didn't really like. If it's true that Drake is hiding some daughter now, it's cool. But two reasons why I don't really care for it. One, again, we're getting into the gossip, secret exposing shit that I don't need that. Meet the Grams was so phenomenal. As soon as I heard that part, I was like, oh no, we're doing this again. It's another Pusha T. Pusha T, it's like we've used Pusha T's tactics on both sides multiple times in this beef. I'm like, man, another hiding the child moment. Like, do we really need that? Meet the Grams was so beautiful without that. And the way Kendrick was dissecting him was incredible, right? In the last verse, when Kendrick's speaking to Drake now directly, he broke down. It's just beautiful. I didn't need the daughter verse, like the secret child verse. I didn't need that shit, really. And now it turns out Drake is saying, allegedly, that he actually faked the whole daughter thing, and he knew he had a mole in his camp, so he purposefully leaked information about this daughter so that the word would get back to Kendrick and he would make the mistake of rapping about it in order to make him look whack, right? Whether that's true or not, I don't know, man. I don't care for this type of shit. I just want to hear the bars. And lyrically, Meet the Grams is 100 times better than Family Matters. Family Matters is hard. It slaps. It's a banger, but Meet the Grams lyrically is far more potent. As a diss record, far more potent, right? Am I gonna play it all the time? Probably not. Does Family Matters have more replay value? Of course it does. But Meet the Grams is a better diss track. We're talking about lyrics right now. So again, that takes all the momentum away from Drake. Kendrick's back in the lead again. Now again, Kendrick's clearly hungry and hungrier than Drake. That's what it seems like, right? Because now after dropping the menacing Meet the Grams, he back-to-backed them again. This time he drops Not Like Us. And to me, Not Like Us is the nail in the coffin of this battle, right? It's a West Coast club banger. Catchy hook. Crazy flows. It's comical. Kendrick's just like, this is the cherry on top. This is my victory dance pretty much on this record. You know, he decided to drop this catchy ass diss record. You know, that's going to play all summer at every club, at every party, and Drake won't even be able to escape this. It's basically like what Back to Back did to Meek Mill. He has to go to the club now and he's going to hear Not Like Us come on. And it's a song about Drake being, you know, Kendrick is accusing Drake of being into underage girls and being a pedophile, basically, and his crew being a bunch of pedophiles, right? So, you know, with lines like trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor, like that's a crazy bar, man. Like, and he's doing it in a way where people are gonna sing along to it. That's what's crazy, right? Kendrick got wicked on this one, man. And it slaps and it's catchy. It's easy to listen to. People are already dancing to it, making videos on TikTok and Instagram, and it's playing in clubs already. DJs are pulling it up. People are going crazy for it. You know, it's even playing during the NBA playoff broadcasts right now. So Not Like Us has even broken the all-time record for biggest single day streams of a hip-hop song in US Spotify history, surpassing Drake's Girls Want Girls. Essentially, he beat Drake at his own game, man. Like, he beat Drake at his own game. You know what I mean? He beat the hitmaker. The lyrical guy beat the hitmaker, basically, with a hit, right? And, you know, the third verse is outrageous. You know, Kendrick breaks down how Drake is actually, well, he claims that Drake is a colonizer and culture vulture and steals from Atlanta artists. And he ties that into slavery, which Drake has kind of made jokes about on saying Kendrick, he raps like he's trying to free the slaves. And Kendrick's saying like, bro, that's not something to joke about. And the way you move with Atlanta and the way you steal from the culture, you're kind of moving like a colonizer yourself, the way you're moving. Take it from Atlanta artists and using them and their songs and their flows to stay relevant and successful. You know, again, the way he did that, the strategy he used, he didn't even give Drake time to breathe. And I just think strategically wise, like strategy wise, like Kendrick really bodied this shit. You know, we all looked at Drake this whole time and OVO as these super calculated guys, and they usually are. But Kendrick, he got them this time, man. This is chess, and that was checkmate to me. Like, Drake had his biggest momentum and it was completely killed because Kendrick dropped 10 minutes later, and then he dropped another record, and that record is going crazy right now. It's all over the place. It's all over the world. People are spray painting Not Like Us on OVO flag stores in London, England, and like it's just crazy right now. And you know, of course, Drake would respond once more with The Heart Part 6, which is a play on Kendrick's The Heart series. And you know, this is probably Drake's best performance lyrically in this battle. And I was saying this whole time, like, this is what I want from Drake. I need him to come with the bars, like no singing, no jokes about his height and this and that. Just I need bars. I need Drake to go 30 for 30, like 5 a.m. in Toronto. I need him to go with that type of bag. He finally does it here, but unfortunately, it seems like it's a little too late situation. It's too little too late, but also I think on this record, Drake made a couple like huge mistakes, right? He claims the reason Kendrick is pushing the pedophile narrative on him is because he's saying Kendrick was molested as a child, right? And Drake is referencing Kendrick Lamar's Mother I Sober record from Mr. Morale. But on Mother I Sober, Kendrick doesn't say that he was molested. He says that his mother was sexually assaulted and that the trauma that she went through affected him and in turn gave him trauma, which affected his future relationships and his relationship with his wife, Whitney. So Drake either hasn't heard Mother I Sober or it completely went over his head, because that's not what it was about. That's not what was said. So he fumbled that. Then the second mistake was at the end of the Heart Part 6. He starts talking, right? And this, I hate this shit, bro. Like, we're supposed to just get to the bars, man. Get to the bars. He starts talking at the end of it, you know, and it almost sounds like he's waving the white flag. He's saying like, bro, oh, Kendrick, I know you got 10 more to go. This is getting burnt out now. Like, I'm not trying to keep going back and forth. Like, bro, you're the one that was begging Kendrick to drop something. Every day, Drake was going online on Instagram saying, oh, when is Kendrick gonna drop? When is Kendrick gonna drop? Now you're saying he has too much to drop? Come on, bro. Like, he sounds defeated, right? And, you know, the Heart Part 6, he was going off. I don't know why he decided to go that route. Maybe Drake realized he doesn't have enough in the chamber. He doesn't have enough energy, enough hunger, and he doesn't have any more gossipy reveals to use against Kendrick. So I guess in a way he's kind of admitting that it's over himself. And most of that record, he just spent it in defense mode, trying to cover up, oh, I'm not a pedophile, actually. I'm too famous to be a pedophile, right? But I would have been arrested if I was a pedophile, right? So aside from that crap, I don't know if any of that stuff is true. I'm just talking music, right? I'm not trying to get into what these people do, right? We don't know. We don't have any proof of that stuff. Fact of the matter is, when it comes to the battle, fact of the matter, Drake lost, Kendrick won, right? And I'm sure we might hear another diss or a line or whatever from Drake in the future. But to me, the battle is done. I don't even care if tomorrow Drake drops another one. I'm done. The battle's done, bro. Kendrick won. Drake can go rap for 10 more minutes. The battle's done, bro. It's done. The momentum's there. It's shifted. It's over now, right? The damage is done. The people have chosen Kendrick is the king of rap. Universally, you know, obviously there's still the OVO dick riders that are going to say whatever, but I love Drake's music as well, but I can say the truth. Like, Kendrick bodied him, right? And he's been bodying them this entire time, pretty much. I'm still gonna listen to Drake's music, you know, as long as no actual evidence comes out of the claims against him, right? That'd be a little different. But gossip shit aside, you know, we're talking art, lyrics, and music. Like, Kendrick won across the board, right? I don't want to hear Drake or J. Cole say they're the best anymore. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Kendrick Lamar is. He just proved it. Out of the mainstream artists, Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper. He's the king right now. And I still love Drake. I still love J. Cole's artist, but Kendrick is the big one right now. It's big me right now. It's big him. You know, they said he wasn't active. Then he was. Now he's the most active. You know, but he kept it in the music, not on social media. You know, talking shit in posts and antics. You know, they said he wasn't battle tested. Well, shit, he just battled the Goliath of rap, the untouchable Drake, the machine, and he killed him. You know, when you play 2K and you're losing by 20 against your boy, like, what you got to do when you're playing? You got to pass on the sticks. You got to pass the controller on, bro. You got 20. There's no point in keep on playing. You're losing by 20 already, right? This is what's happening to Drake right now. He's got to pass the sticks on. It's over. You know, let Kendrick Lamar have his moment. You know, he displayed true greatness, and he did it in multiple ways, multiple approaches, and multiple styles and kinds of production, right? Like a true masterclass. You know, I rate and I respect Drake for trying to go toe to toe with Kendrick. Like, you know, yes, he kind of waved the white flag at the end, but he still did his best. You know what I mean? He still tried. He did multiple tracks. And again, that Family Matters, if this was against anybody else, Meek Mill, somebody else like that, Drake's taking it. But Kendrick's a different kind of monster. But I think this battle really showed the separation of talent level from a rapping standpoint. So Kendrick is the king now. And this moment, to me, it moves him up in the rankings for sure. You got to start talking about Mount Rushmore type things, you know. Apparently, the rumor is he might be dropping an album soon. So if that's true and he drops an amazing album after this diss battle run that he's been on, now we're talking about like the upper echelon, like top 5. We're putting him in the combo. He's already kind of close there, but you know, to me, Jay-Z's number 1. But now I'm starting to put Kendrick, like, it's a debate now. You know what I mean? It's a LeBron and Jordan type of situation. So what a battle, what a moment. You know, we got to embrace this because this might not happen again, man. Like, who's gonna battle for the crown for the next generation? Like, is it gonna be Yeet and Playboy Cardi? Like, it's gonna be like ad-lib and sound effect battle? Like, this is gonna be an AI battle next. Who knows, man? Like, we gotta appreciate this moment. The big 3 aren't gonna be around forever. Now it's the big one, you know. But Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, they're not gonna be around forever. So, you know, hopefully this battle, Drake and Kendrick, inspire like a new generation to start focusing on being better lyricists again, you know. For my kids' sake and the next generation, I really hope so.